Ever wondered what happens if you don't complete an accelerated course at WGU by the end of your term? Today, we're diving into the nitty-gritty of WGU's incomplete course policy for accelerated courses. This policy is a crucial piece of the puzzle for students navigating their academic journey at WGU, especially those pushing the pace with accelerated courses. So, let's get into it, shall we? Stick around as we break down this policy piece by piece. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. When you can't finish your accelerated course by term's end, you have the option to request an incomplete status. To do this, you'll need to have a chat with your program mentor. If your request gets the green light, your course will be marked as incomplete on your transcript for that completed term. This incomplete status will stay in place until the last day of the month following your original term's end. During this 1-month period, you're given a chance to finish up your course. But be mindful, there's a limit. Each term, only one accelerated course can be granted this 1-month incomplete status, no matter how many courses you've added to your term. And you must submit your request for this incomplete status no later than the 25th day of the last month of your term. Remember, each term, you can only get an incomplete status for one accelerated course. There are some important rules to keep in mind when it comes to incomplete status. Firstly, it's crucial to remember that only one accelerated course may be granted a 1-month incomplete status per term, regardless of the number of courses added. This rule applies even if you've added multiple accelerated courses to your term. Secondly, any requests you make for a 1-month incomplete status must be submitted no later than the 25th day of the last month of the term. This deadline is non-negotiable, so be sure to mark it on your calendar. Next, it's important to understand how an incomplete course impacts your satisfactory academic progress, or SAP. Essentially, an incomplete course will count negatively against your SAP calculation for financial aid for as long as it remains incomplete. This could potentially impact your financial aid status, so it's something to be aware of. Now, in terms of restrictions, the 1-month incomplete status is not available for courses that were part of your original enrollment for the term. This rule applies even if you had enrolled in more than the required minimum number of competency units and made on-time progress for the term. Furthermore, the 1-month incomplete status for accelerated courses is not available to students who have not completed all originally enrolled courses in the currently enrolled term. It's also not available for courses that were added to the term or started less than 2 weeks before the term's end. On a positive note, the incomplete status is available to any student who completed all originally enrolled courses in the term before accelerating the course, provided the course was accelerated and started at least 2 weeks prior to the term's end. It's also available to students who have attempted or not attempted the assessment. Remember, you can attempt the assessment multiple times within the 1-month incomplete period if necessary to pass. However, failure to pass the course within the incomplete period will result in a not passed mark on your transcript for the original term. So, what happens if you still can't pass the course within the incomplete period? Well, first, let's clarify that the course in question can't be included in the initial term registration of the subsequent term if it was granted incomplete status. This might sound a bit confusing, but it's a crucial part of Western Governors University's incomplete course policy for accelerated courses. Now let's say you're still unable to pass the course within the incomplete period. Don't fret, there's a plan in place for you. You have the option to enroll in the course as a part of your initial registration for the next term. So, it's not the end of the road, it's just a slight detour. The silver lining here is that this course will count towards the minimum required competency units count for the next term. That's a bit of a relief, isn't it? Remember, the course will count toward the minimum required CU count for the next term. The complete policy can be found on page 82 of the WGU Student Handbook. Let's take a moment to recap what we've covered. If you don't complete an accelerated course by term's end, you can request an incomplete status. Remember, only one course per term can be granted this status. It's crucial to note that this may impact your satisfactory academic progress calculation for financial aid. If the course isn't completed within the incomplete period, it will be marked as not passed. Understanding this policy can help you manage your course load effectively and make the most of your time at WGU. Please see the link in the description.